Noidecs T23 Green Gelato. Dried cannabis flower indica, 10 grams. Ooh! Let's have a look at Medbud, see what they say about it. Let's see if we can see any interesting information. And then let's open the tub and give it a huff. This is cultivated and packaged in Australia by ECS and then sent over here, Victoria, Australia. We're on batch number 90187. Expires in January 2025. Very little other information on the packaging. Obviously there's no kind of information of how moist this is, and we would like to see that loss on drying number. We'd like to see where it gets near to that 10%. So what's the patient information? Good God, that's huge. Patient information gives you all your side effects, warnings if you're using other products, using other medication. Do not use if you're allergic to cannabis. Do not use if you have kidney problems or moderate to severe liver problems. Do not use if you have a heart problem. Do not use if you are elderly. What? Don't use if you're elderly, especially if you have problems doing everyday activities such as making hot food and drink. Warnings and precautions if you have previously abused any drug or substance. Right, okay. So actually when they say this is patient information, there's next to nothing here. Indica whole flower, green gelato, 23%. That's it. No genetics, no flavour, no profiles, no terpenes, no information whatsoever, just a load of warnings. Potential side effects, feeling overexcited or losing touch with reality. Feeling depressed or confused, thoughts of suicide. Okay, and what are those? They're potential side effects. Uncommon. An uncommon side effect is mouth or teeth changing colour. An uncommon side effect is red or swollen mouth or peeling inside it. Well, at least they're showing the yellow card scheme, which has a link actually. MHRA yellow card scheme. You can report side effects directly. By reporting side effects you can help provide more information on the safety of this medicine. I think we need to start using the yellow card to let them know that if they're providing terpene-less flower, they're essentially providing us with just THC, which is going to give people side effect more than likely because there's no entourage effect. mhra.gov.uk/yellow card. And if these companies are just bringing out flower that doesn't meet expectations, like there is no flavour when they say there is, then that means it hasn't got the terpenes they're claiming it has, which means it probably doesn't adhere to standards. Now whether that means it adheres to the certificate of authentic of analysis is another matter, but it's still being sold as having these flavours, these effects, all that kind of stuff. All of those effects are reliant on the terpene profiles being there, not just the THC, unless obviously you are just a pure THC patient, which to be fair is probably less of us than you might think. That lack of awareness is certainly letting these companies get away with selling us meds that are not what they're claiming it is. They put an information leaflet out there that claims all these wonderful terpenes that have these wonderful effects and have these wonderful flavours, and there's absolutely no flavour at all. How can it have those terpenes in it and have those effects when the terpenes are the thing that gives flavour and effects? So I think we need to start complaining to this yellow card system a lot more than we are. Cultivated and packaged in Australia. This is a combination of Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies and Sunset Sherbet from Royal Queen seeds, and it wears its heritage proudly with a simple creamy cookie scent and a taste that will make you swell with nostalgia. You see what I mean? This is the kind of thing that the industry wants us to look at and think, wow, yeah, I'll try a bit of that. Or this is the kind of information that we would find on our own and think, ooh, I'd really like to try that. So the companies know that we are looking at this stuff and we want that information. Not heard good things about the success of Life Group so far and Noidecs, considering it's so hard to get hold of. So strain estimate, quarter myrcene, quarter caryophyllene, and a solid half of limonene. So let's try and read this out without going into all the nonsense. Those who suffer from chronic symptoms of insomnia, pain or fatigue should consider green gelato as a healthy alternative to frozen desserts. Okay, the flavour of green gelato draws users to the strain even though its nuances are difficult to describe. Its genetic lineage produces a strong taste of mint cookies and orange sherbet, two distinct prominent flavours that hit the tip of your tongue. This is why we order these flowers, dear all clinics. This is why we order these flowers. But green gelato pops with other flavours as well, ones that hit deeper in your palate as you smoke. I'm not going to be smoking it. Coming mostly from the strain's ancestry, which includes a lot of dank kush. Earthy, nutty, sweety, creamy, and of course minty. acidity all come to bear on the aroma and taste of green gelato. The exhale even has a layer of spicy tropical citrus. Those who use green gelato want to be lifted and put down away from the troubles of their chronic conditions of their stressful days. The 25% THC average hits you with a boost of energy. As you smoke, won't be smoking it, you'll drift into pure relaxation, pure physical softening. You'll go easily to sleep whether you want to or not. Most people will. Well, yeah, that's why I do this. Those who suffer from chronic pain conditions, especially those that result in muscle spasms, cramps or fatigue, will fall in love with green gelato. She'll whisk you away from the reality of your pain while also reducing mood swings and treating insomnia as she lulls you gently to sleep. The nostalgic cookie flavour, mixed almost intangibly with minty citrus undertones, is enough to make anyone content. Green gelato's soothing effects only lift you and drop you when you're ready for them, but she'll help you find peace in your stressful week if you give her a chance. Holy moly, that's a lot of waffle about a strain. This is imported by Eaststone, which is a company I haven't really heard much about. This is a potential THC range of 20.7 to 25.3%. It's a hybrid, even though it says indica on the front. This is why we could do with more information, Noidecs. We could do with information like whether it is actually a hybrid or an indica, or what have you done. Now, Thin Mint Cookies is a hybrid, one of its parents, and Sunset Sherbet is a hybrid, which was crossed with a ruderalis. Anyway, it's only £5 a gram, £4.95. So it's another one of the really cheap ones that I've looked at. Let's get this open. Let's see if it's going to be any good at all. So we've got, yeah, that's full of gas in there. Let's see if we get a little popping noise. No, nothing. It's a bit of a standard skunk flavour, I'd say. Whoa! Okay, so first looks isn't that bad at all. These are quite large buds, full thumb size, bigger than my thumb actually, and they are all quite large. Oh, there's a bit of dust in the bottom. How does it feel? It feels a bit crispy, but not overly so. Crystals are falling off though, which makes me slightly concerned. No sparkle going on. Have I got the flash on this? No, so that'll be why there's no sparkle maybe. Let's get it in daylight and see if we've got some sparkle. Okay, the inside is sparkling quite a lot. The outside is sparkling not at all. The inside of this isn't so bad though. The inside is looking pretty good. Quite surprised by that. Where's what I laughingly call a scope? Definitely need to buy a scope for the channel. Okay, I'm not going to put these on camera because I don't think the algorithm will allow this to be open to everyone. But let's have a look. Ooh, that's a pleasant surprise, you know. The inside of this is a lot of crystals intact, a lot of trichomes intact, a hell of a lot. And there's a fair amount of amber. How's the outside look? That was the inside. So the outside of the bud, yeah, it's got exactly the same problem we see on everything. There's barely any actual trichomes. All of it looks like it's trichomes that look like they've exploded and turned to THCA on the outside of the bud. Okay, well, it's that time, isn't it? Taste test!